2016, the sorts of conversations, questions that your clients, your advertiser clients are asking you for next year, what are the key themes there?
Again, probably no surprise, but there's a large emphasis on understanding the multitude of data sources that are now available and bringing them together to help clients make more informed decisions that can help them drive market share or sales or whatever their particular objectives are. And I'm sure all agencies and all clients are wrestling with that in particular. I think for my particular agency, because we're very new in the market, I think it's fair to say we're attracting a client base who are looking to be a little bit perhaps more innovative and be more change agents than some of the more traditional advertisers in the marketplace. So it's a really good time to be starting an agency. It's probably the best time in my career actually to be starting an agency, because there's so much opportunity, and it's opportunity that's going to be informed by lots of intelligence and data, and hopefully we'll be a successful agency in that marketplace.
Well, it's interesting you raise that because you were there for the halcyon days of Naked. Are you saying it's up there with that sort of phase in the cycle?
It's funny, I get asked that question quite a lot, but I actually think what we're now seeing is the fruition of some of those observations that Naked was founded on 15 years ago in the UK, and just over a decade ago in Australia, and that was with the explosion of digital opportunities that at that stage were coming down the line. People were going to have to be far more neutral in their selections and far more geared towards what client objectives were, as opposed to delivering against agency deals. And I think you've seen in the agency marketplace in the last couple of years that perhaps some of the bigger, more traditional agencies are having to re-engineer themselves to be appropriate for the sort of modern digital and data age. As I say, starting an agency now is perfect because we can gear ourselves that way from day one, and I think we've been reasonably successful through our launch phase at least.
Give us an update on the ties. You have close ties with the creative parts of the Havas business. How is that going for a media agency and vice versa? How do you think the creative guys are looking at you?
I think always with these things, sometimes it can take a little bit longer than you would hope for, but the exciting thing about the Havas village, as we call it, is not only is it a global directive from our leaders in Paris at the HQ, but it's also something that the leaders of the businesses around the world completely buy into and believe in. And I'm myself, and I think I can speak for the CEO of the creative agency, Anthony Gregorio, is that we're very aligned and very excited by it. I think where perhaps we've been a little bit surprised, as we thought with the advent of a fully integrated multinational agency like Havas, there would be more clients in the first phase who would be keen to sort of to engage with us. But what's become apparent is that the client world has become quite siloed and dealing with multiple specialist agencies. So I think it's going to be incumbent on us to demonstrate a little bit what the benefits of that particular model are in the future. Most clients you talk to would say straight away, if we can have best-in-class media thinking and execution aligned to sort of great creative and content production, then it makes absolute sense, and that's what we're striving to do, and we're quite happy to be pioneers and leaders in that area.
Well, it's interesting you talk about silos because there's often it's the criticism of the agencies, but clients are struggling or facing the same sort of challenges, it would seem, based on your observations.
I think so. I think we're in a developed, sophisticated marketplace, and there's a number of different specialisms that clients have to get their heads around, and the agency holding groups haven't been backwards in creating specialist groups to deliver those. However, what it also does, it causes all sorts of problems, and there are multinational holding groups who believe their business growth will come through perpetuating the siloed model and specialisms. I come from a different point of view, which is about tearing down the walls and bringing best of breed together and working towards one common aim, which is always delivering best results for your clients.
It's very French, Mike.
Mais oui, merci.
So, Mike, next year there's a little bit of optimism around. Do you reflect that with your own client base and your own outlook?
I'm particularly optimistic, and not just because that's my natural disposition. I think the macro indicators, if you look at whether it's North America or Europe, those economies are coming, quite strongly now post-recessionary times. 2016 is an Olympics year, it's a US presidential year, and normally those two factors alone drive a lot of the big spending in North America, which is still the biggest market in the world, and we always see a knock-on effect from that. I think because I'm with a newer agency that's trying to do things a little bit differently. Obviously, we're working with clients who are trying things. They're wanting to spend in different ways, and I think probably we've got a little bit reason for perhaps a bit more optimism than some of the bigger, more established multinational holding companies.
Thank you, Mike Wilson, or merci, au revoir. Enjoy your drink.
Spoken like a true Kiwi. Thank you.